Kate from Jeeni. Welcome to Inside Story. Today I'm catching up with the star of the upcoming opera Spring Street, the wonderful Joy Tamayo. Hello Joy, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Kate?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me on Inside Story today. I'm really excited to have a chat with you. Um,
Yeah,
so Spring Street is an opera which was created by one of Jeeni's biggest supporters, Pete Wire. So how did he approach you to take part?
with Pete, we actually worked together back in 2019
Mm-hmm.
for the Twilight Chorus. We performed this at the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens,
Mm-hmm.
and we weren't introduced then,
Mm-hmm.
even when we worked together back then. But in 2020, I think January, yes, I wrote him an email. I invited him to an opera that I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, hey, please watch this. We turned it into a film, this opera
Mm-hmm.
that we made. And then he wrote me back and said, wow, you guys are making something. And I said, yes. And so, we started talking about his
Uh-huh.
project. And yeah, he sent me, I think if I remember it correctly, he sent me a song
Mm-hmm.
and he said, a soprano's doing this. What do you think of it?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that just started the ball rolling, yeah, so to speak, for this
Mm-hmm.
project. So yeah, and then he said, okay, can you tell me about your range, because he has never heard me sing.
Mm-hmm.
i don't I don't remember sending him a video of
Mm-hmm.
me singing, but yeah, that's how it started.
Mm-hmm. So what did you think of the project once Pete described it to you?
um well, his music um really excited me.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we did, the Twilight Chorus, I thought that, it resonated with me well. And with this project, when I first heard it or when I first looked at the music, I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was quite exciting. I thought it was beautiful that he found a way to commemorate, his friends,
Mm-hmm.
um, Yuko. And I said, well, this is something that I love doing as well with my group. It's
Mm-hmm.
storytelling and it's wonderful music. And so, yeah, I really liked it. And so I immediately said yes. Yeah. Or, he started giving me the music and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, without even knowing the rest of the performers. Yeah.
And you've been performing since around the age of 3. So what made you choose opera over other genres of music?
Uh, I don't think I chose opera.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, at 3, I was mostly singing with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My parents really inculcated, this love for music at such a young
Mm-hmm.
age. And I remember my dad would play the guitar and I would sing with him. And so this love for singing in particular, I think brought me to the realization that I really love to do music. And
Mm-hmm.
I got into an art school back in the Philippines, the Philippine High School for the Arts. So I was,
Mm-hmm.
like 12 when I went to that school.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just like the normal progression, from singing, love for music, and
Mm-hmm.
focusing on opera because that was the type of music that the school that I went to was also teaching. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then in retrospect, I love other types of singing as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the pandemic happening, you know, it has allowed me to explore other types of music and also
Mm-hmm.
realizing that you can sing in your living room and that you
Mm-hmm.
have a setup. You have the microphone, you have your preamp, and file sharing, just like what we did with Pete's work.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's yeah, back to the question. I didn't choose opera. I just thought that music was wonderful, and I
Mm-hmm.
had an easy time expressing myself through music,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I chose it. And now I'm exploring various
Mm-hmm.
ways of singing, and like not really minding the boundaries, and the
Uh-huh.
lines that go with it, the strictures, because I really love the discipline and the rigor that comes with
Mm-hmm.
opera singing. So yeah, I still bring that with me, even with other types of music that I'm exploring right now.
And as I understand it, you haven't actually been able to meet many of the other cast members in person yet. So has it been strange working on a brand new opera in a global pandemic?
Oh yeah, to say the least. New York being silent, yeah, for the, so many, yeah, 14 months or so. Yes, it's been odd. I met Hide, one of the performers. I can't remember when, but this was this year. We did a video. But I was just, I was just going around with them. I didn't really have a big part in the video, but I was able to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Mila, and also one person from American Opera Project, Mila and Hide. And yeah, it's been really odd. It's been strange, to say the least. But you make the best of the situation, and yeah, it's been really exciting and fun.
So Spring Street is set in Manhattan, and you're based in Brooklyn. But you, as you said, you're originally from the Philippines. So how did that relocation come about?
Yes, I got a scholarship from the Crane School of Music. This is in upstate New York, and so, yep, follow the American dream, approved the whole family, moved here. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Yeah, at that point, when I did my master's in music, this was in 2012. It felt like the best move for me. You know how it is in well, I don't know how it is for you, but for us in the Philippines, it's always like you're thinking of the next step. And for me at that point, being offered a scholarship, I felt that, oh yeah, exploring another country, and also making sure that I do my best in that particular genre that I was exploring at that time, which was opera. It felt like the best move for me at that point. So yeah, I moved to upstate New York, and then I ended up here in Brooklyn. Yeah, I didn't really choose it. I was like, oh, where do I stay after my master's, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up finding work here in the city, and yeah, it's where I've been since 2014.
So Joy, as well as being an amazing singer, you're also an actress. And I mean, I've seen clips of the opera, and your facial expressions in Spring Street are well, full of joy, I guess. So it looks like you had a lot of fun with it. Did you enjoy taking part?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was super fun. I remember it was around probably the end of winter when we got some of the videos. Yeah, and as you can imagine, we were stuck at home for the longest time. And so to be able to go outside and shoot some videos, it was really fun. And here in the living room, most of the videos were shot in the living room. And I remember, I would send some videos to Pete, and he would say, oh, you know what? We could use this for this part. Oh, you added this. Maybe we could use it for this part. So, yeah, it was like a collaboration. Yeah. Back and forth.
So your performance in Spring Street is actually going to be streamed worldwide on Jeeni.com in a couple of months to a far bigger audience than it could fit in an opera house. So how do you feel about that?
It's hard to wrap my head around that. Like I don't. Yeah, I have not really contemplated the meaning of that big of a project. Now everything's online. Like a cat video can have thousands or millions of views. More than I don't know. Say for example, the Met's latest opera. I don't know. What have you been watching so far? Like on videos, what are the ones that you click?
The ones that I've watched.
Yeah, or the ones that make you click, because it's different. You see stuff, right, and then you're like, oh, what are the stuff that you've felt you've liked in the past months or so?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I see with Jeeni, I get lots of kind of video approval sent through to me, so I end up looking at all of them.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, because I don't know. It yeah, to answer your question again. Yeah, I haven't wrapped my head around that, but it's certainly exciting. Yeah, because with this pandemic, and it seems like all of us are doing things, making art, making music,
Yeah,
building communities in the living room. So it's about file sharing and, oh, watch this, or hey, have you seen, my latest video, or even, Instagram. They have composograms there where it's just a minute of music, and it's video and music. There's so much stuff online. So I'm very excited that we're doing similar thing.
I do think obviously working with kind of upcoming artists and unsigned artists and kind of in general musicians, I think it's been really like interesting for me to see kind of from an outside perspective how musicians have like had to adapt in the pandemic. So they're putting on all these live stream shows and they're still selling tickets to them. I think it's been really interesting to see how people have been able to still work as a creative in such like a difficult time. So yeah.
Yes.
And so to finish off today, Joy, you're a soprano, which means that you have the highest vocal range of all of the vocal types. So I don't suppose you could just give us a little tiny demonstration.
Try. Okay. Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm gonna go. Oh. How's that?
That was amazing. I won't try.
I want to try.
I won't try. The camera might crack.
But yeah, it's early morning for us. Not super early, but yeah, noon time. I haven't warmed up well enough to do it, but yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. And we are really excited about Spring Street being streamed on Jeeni in July. So we're really looking forward to it. And thank you so much for your time today. It was amazing.
You're very welcome. Thank you.